Hi David, this is Chris from Octopus Diving. I just want to talk to you about our trip to Sabre, trying to introduce Sabre and the world to Nomoxic, Trimix, and diving deeper than virtually anybody else ever dives. Um, so a little bit about Tony. Tony bought Sabre Deep 5 years ago. He was a computer programmer, and he I think just gave he only had about 150 dives, and just gave everything up with his wife, and they moved over to Sabre, bought the business, and he's had it ever since. So he dives. He likes diving deep, but he can't dive deep obviously for very long on single tanks and on air. So this is where we started talking, and when I met him, I was repairing his compressor one day. We I was just telling him about Trimix and how easy it is, and we decided to set up a Nomoxic Trimix course over there where I'd take my instructor course and he would take his user course. Um, Tony's a great person. He's excellent underwater. He's got no problems at all underwater. He's only a PADI dive master, well, not only, but he's a PADI dive master. He wants to take his instructor course, which I'm hopefully going to get him through this year, and I can see we've got a future in Sabre. The whole idea behind the Nomoxic Trimix is to dive mixes down to 20% oxygen and always maintain an equivalent narcosis depth. So physiologically, you're diving to an equivalent narcosis depth of 36 meters maximum depth, but you're actually diving at 60 meters. So you don't have any, well, you may have a tiny little bit of narcosis, but we try and have no narcosis at all, which means that we can think at depth, we can operate at depth safely, and also it reduces our decompression time as well, having helium in the mix. So it's there's a lot of theory work involved. There's quite an intense confined dive session where we go through lots and lots of skills. Some of the skills are laying lines out, taking your mask off, taking your stage tanks off, clipping it to the line, clipping it back on, and putting your mask off without letting go of the line. There's all kinds of skills that we do, and it's all task loading. We just continually task load our students so that we know that underwater there is a reduced risk of something going wrong if we have a lot of task loading underwater. So say if somebody's tank doesn't work underwater, we can unclip it, get rid of it, change the dive plan, and move through the plan accordingly, without having any incidents like missing decompression time or whatever. So a lot of emphasis is put on safety. It's an extremely safe course. We only dive depth increments up to 10 meters at a time. So first dive will be to say 30 meters, next dive will be to 40 meters, next dive will be 50 meters, and obviously the last dive will be 60 meters. So we're always moving deeper and deeper and deeper, but we're moving slowly, going deeper. A lot of training agencies don't recognize this, and I think it's a very wise idea to have this. It also introduces the divers slowly to Trimix, not just throwing them straight into breathing helium, which some people think is this mystical gas that causes a lot of problems and this weird gas. It's not. It's a very useful gas, and very important, especially to deep diving. And I think any dive past 40 meters should be made on Trimix. I get narcosis about 45 meters. It's not nice. I don't like it. It's dangerous, and so I think it's important that we start using Trimix more and more, which is why I'm pushing this. Also in Sabre, the diving in Sabre is absolutely out of this world. We've got huge pinnacles, there's deep sea mounts there, the wall dives are just phenomenal. There's lots of sharks, they see hammerheads there quite often, they see whale sharks in season, they've had mantas or mobulas there, all kinds of stuff over there, lots of turtles. The coral is in absolutely outstanding condition, and because of the island is a volcanic island, there's a lot of lava flows which have created some amazing sort of sculptures underwater. It's just a fantastic experience. So most of our dives we spent around one dive site, which was Third Encounter, and just off the side of the mooring, like you see on some of my photos, there's this huge needle that sticks up, and the needle starts at 60 meters, and there's a hole through the needle you can swim through. This is just one deep dive site, and there are tons and tons and tons of deep dive sites over there, and there's also dive sites that nobody's ever dived over there, or places that nobody's ever dived. So in the coming weeks I'm going to be over there doing some exploration diving with Tony, diving to 60 meters, and really trying to find some new dive sites. You know, most people can dive over there to 30 meters max. A lot of the dive centers set their maximum depth to 110 feet or 30 meters, and so nobody really gets to dive these deep dive sites. So I think it's really important that we push this, we try and get people on board with this. I'm actually just at the moment trying to change my training agency from IANTD to SSI, as I feel that I'm not getting the support I should be getting from IANTD. So please keep that confidential at the moment until I confirm that with you. What else about the dives? We can make the dives with rebreathers, or we can make the dives on open circuit, just regular scuba, but obviously we have double tanks. We have one tank with 50% oxygen in, another tank with 80% oxygen in it for decompression. There's no restriction on time to surface, and the only restrictions we have on this course that we teach is depth, 60 meters, and our trimix mix, which is a maximum, or sorry, a minimum oxygen content at 20%. Hence the name normoxic, as it's normal oxygen levels. So 21% plus or minus 1%. So it's an easy course, relatively easy course. If you're a technical diver, it's a relatively easy course to get into. If you're not a technical diver, you do need to do something called an advanced nitrox course and decompression procedures, which I can teach here, and I can teach it to instructor level as well. So we can teach, you know, a lot of stuff now. Well, there's probably stuff that I've forgotten. I don't want to go on for too long because I know this article has to be a reasonable length. I know you mentioned about visibility. Visibility over there, it varies 60 feet to 300 feet. You know, one day we could just see forever. It's unbelievable. And then the next day we went out and there's a lot of plankton there. You can see like 60 feet. So the visibility on Sabre does vary like anywhere in the world. But generally the visibility is very, very good there. If you need more information on the course, let me know. Obviously you know the website because you're building it. And so yeah, we'll just just let me know what information you need. Alright, okay, well I hope this helps, and I'll speak to you soon or email you soon. Alright, thanks a lot, David. Cheers, bye.